Okay, I think we're good. Okay, let me just hurry up and warn people before I do anything. But I think we're live. Let everyone get fucking settled in for this shit. Oh, and if my room looks a little different, I got a new bed. Thanks very much, Batwoman ad revenue, for making that possible. It's just it looks so much nicer in here. I'm so grateful for you guys' participation in my descent into madness with that fucking show. I'm now sleeping much comfortably. But yeah. Anyway, getting into this shit. Yeah, I've been a fan of Ralph the Movie Maker for a while, maybe a couple of years. I think his Sleepless review is what got me into him, or maybe a little bit before that. And like people have been having a lot of bad takes about Joker for some fucking reason, and yeah, when his review came out and I saw the downvotes, I was like, oh no. Because that can only mean one fucking thing. That his takes are very similar to other bad takes. And it disappointed me. Because I'm like, he's a really good reviewer. Like, I'm usually a good judge of character when it comes to, or judge of content when it comes to reviewers. You know, YMS, Mauler, and, a few others. Yeah, when I saw the downvotes, I was like, okay. I gotta watch this and see what the fuck everyone's talking about. Because despite the fact that I already had a hunch that, okay, this is probably kind of like that, it's kind of like Jeb Nicholson's review, or Movie Bob's review, or whatever. I still wanted to make sure, because I'm not just gonna judge some shit off of someone else's word. I'm gonna check it out. I saw like the first few seconds. The first few seconds, and I wanted to hurl myself out a fucking window. It was that bad. I'm not gonna say what it is. We'll get to it. I'm not gonna say what it is right now, but it's a gigantic nitpick and has nothing to do with the overall quality of the film. And I just need to talk about that. I mean, he released this on the 5th. And like I said, it's been downvoted to shit since then, but I've been taking my time, like, watching it. Because I don't like to see my faves fuck up. I don't like to see it. So I've been, like, really scared of watching this. But now, I've gotten over it. I've gotten over it. Fuck it. Let's take a little look at it. Yeah, because at first I didn't want to talk. At first I didn't want to talk about it, but then I watched a few seconds and I was like, okay, we need to talk about it. Let's get on with it. I'm so bad with introductions, but apparently so is Ralph in this video, so it evens out.
So, I don't like to be serious, but we lost a legend, and it's very sad. In 2016, universally acclaimed actor Jared Leto took on the role of the Joker, and he gave one of the most memorable performances of all time.
You wanna beef?
Yeah, so naturally it would open up with a joke about Jared Leto's Joker. And you think it's gonna start out normal, like, oh, this is unusual. This is one of his usual reviews. And it's starting out pretty good. The Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, he's terrible. Okay.
You don't want no beef? Wrong? You don't want no beef?
You don't like me?
We're gonna miss you, Jared. I have a very cynical opinion of Joker.
The slow motion on this fucking video is really bad. Like, it's not hard to turn on optical flow. Ralph, it's not hard. You can make this a lot smoother than it is. I've done it. Oh god. Oh, that's bullshit. Welcome to the fucking stream. We're all gonna be in pain in a minute.
It's so cynical, and you can tell I'm annoyed that I have to watch the movie. You guys could kind of tell.
Oh, really? You're annoyed to watch this fucking critically acclaimed movie? Like, who the fuck? Who the fuck? Oh, this critically acclaimed movie. I'm so, like, he said he was so annoyed he had to watch it. You didn't have to watch it, Ralph. There's some movies that people wanted me to review, and I didn't fucking review them because I don't want to watch them. Because it's like, either they're boring, or it's just like, time constraints, or I just don't fucking want to. You didn't have to fucking watch it. You didn't have to watch it, Ralph. Don't act like your fans tied your hands behind your back. Oh, I was forced to watch it, just like Aquaman, because those two movies are equally on the same level, to the point where I have to be forced to watch them. Oh my god, woe is you. You sound like you're fucking defeated in every goddamn video. Oh, the life of a reviewer is a hard one. It's difficult.
With the Aquaman video.
Oh, they're really running out of ideas, aren't they?
But you can really tell with the Joker one. That was added in posts. That looks like CGI. Come on. That looks like CGI. Was that even necessary? Some producers like...
See what I'm saying? Just... It wasn't necessary. Did they need to do that? Did they need to add that in? Well, it's a lot better than your lead actor getting a fucking concussion. And actually causing the crack. But, you know, this is my opinion.
Like, oh, you gotta make it more dramatic. He's gotta crack the window. It would have been better if it just didn't do that. People are so...
Yeah, you see, just fucking... It starts with a nitpick. Not a serious criticism, but a nitpick. Because I didn't even fucking... Like, when I saw the movie, like, I'm usually judgmental as hell. Y'all know me. And I didn't even fucking notice it. Until, like, there's certain things that you don't notice until someone else points it out. But then when someone points it out and you still think it's inconsequential, that just shows you that this person is just fucking nitpicking. I don't give a shit.
Like, defensive about it because it's a comic book movie. I wish this movie was about
What? Wait, let me rewind that. I didn't fully hear that.
It would have been better if it just didn't do that. People are so... like, defensive about it because it's a comic book movie.
No, you fucking retard. People are defensive about it because people praise this movie. One of the things that is people love so much about this movie is that it's so anti-comic book movie. It's just a movie that centers around a comic book character. It is not a comic book movie. There's a difference between this and fucking Avengers Endgame. They're totally separate from each other. Even Logan, which was like the kind of anti-comic book movie as well, it's a total polar opposite of this movie. Because it still has those, you know, superhero movie sequences with a lot of the wiring and the CGI and shit. And, you know, the superpowers. It still has that. But that also had those anti-comic book movie elements. It was a lot more dramatic and it was darker and all that shit. That's why people love Logan. That's one of the reasons people love Logan too, because it has those elements. People are so defensive of it because it's a comic book movie. Fuck off. Fuck off.
This movie was about incels. At least it wouldn't be so boring. At least then I could have related to the film. It's such a shame though.
It's so self-deprecating. It's like he's just so terrified.
So boring. At least
it's like the self-deprecation is just like a shield. Like, please, I hate myself just as much as you hate me for this review. Please don't downvote it.
Then I could have related to the film. It's such a shame no one can give their honest opinion of this movie without having a bunch of children on the internet gang up on you. And like people...
Oh, the movie reviewer's life is so hard. You sound like Movie Bob and what's the other motherfucker's name? That little Jack Skellington motherfucker. Patrick Willems. You sound like those motherfuckers. Just whining. People have different opinions. It's so hard. It's on the internet. can't have an opinion on the internet because people don't. How come my following just? How come as a popular movie reviewer can't just have people from my following, comment and interact with me? That's so unfair. It's so fucking unfair.
People like harass me about these DC.
Oh, they harass
movies.
you? Okay.
I'm harassed about my opinions on them, so I don't want to even discuss it. But at the same time, I did anyway, because God forbid I ever have enough. God forbid. My ego isn't so big, right? Like where I could just step away and just not make a fucking video. I need people to hear me constantly. I recorded all this audio about Joker, because it's like a commentary track.
Okay, so essentially he just made this to, like, you can already tell, like, he made this to annoy people. Like, people have different opinions, and I'm just gonna sit down at my computer and record some shit. I'm gonna trigger the libtards.
You didn't expect Robert De Niro to get shot in the fucking head.
It's like, yeah, I did. Of course I did. What else was gonna happen with him?
I don't think anyone has ever said that about this movie. Like, you didn't expect him to get shot. I've never heard that. We all fucking expect. He was walking around with a fucking gun. And, like, the whole scene is just, like, rising tension. And it went from Arthur being, like, nervous and more about inflicting his hatred against himself to inflicting that hatred against him. Like redirecting that aggression, that energy back towards Murray. Or Murray, whatever. So, like, it was so fucking obvious when you were watching it. The fact people are so taken with that scene, and even when you saw it coming, you were still surprised by it because of how the tension was built up, and how, like, the mood changed, and how things, like, the tone completely changed. That's why people were so taken with this scene. Even, like, I saw the leaks on Twitter, and I still was like, oh, that scene really got me there. I knew it was coming, but because it's called filmmaking, Ralph. Fucking filmmaking. I know it's hard to believe because it's just a comic book movie, but they can also, actually, which it technically isn't, but because just because it has a comic book character in it doesn't mean it can't be, well made. That's all I'm saying.
They're gonna talk it out? Oh yeah, Joker, let's talk it out. That's what you wanted to happen, right? No, it's an obvious...
What the fuck are you doing? You playing with bubble wrap? What the fuck are you doing?
Ending, he fucking shoots the guy and then he becomes famous for it. Wow. And then they're standing on the car and they're playing the dramatic music. It's corny as fuck. And the dramatic music. To happen, right? No, it's an obvious cheap ending. He fucking shoots the guy and then he becomes famous for it. Wow. And then they're standing on the car and they're playing the dramatic music. It's corny as fuck.
You're gonna give a reason why it's corny? He just basically just listed off a bunch of shit and said it was corny. he childishly listed off a bunch of shit, said, it's so fucking corny. Okay. I guess that counts as film criticism nowadays.
Todd Phillips has always been a comedy director, and some of...
Here we go. He's always been a comedy director. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't mean to make assumptions, but I think I already know where this is going.
The character writing and scenarios in this film feel so simplistic, it's like out of a comedy. Joker is in the...
Are you sure about that?
Subway, and 3 guys are there, and they're bullying a lady, and then the guys bully him. They hit him with the sign. They beat him up. All of these bad things happen to him all at once. The king of comedy is far more subtle and
oh god!
Character writing.
It has only been like 3 minutes. No, sorry, 2. Like, I rewound it, but I think it's only been like 2 minutes and 15 seconds, possibly. And he's already fucking bringing king of comedy to this shit. It's like, you can wait at least again, this review's 24 minutes. You could have waited at least 10 more minutes for this.
Scenarios in this film feel so simplistic, it's like out of a comedy. Joker is in the subway, and 3 guys are there, and they're bullying a lady, and then the guys bully him. They hit him with the sign. They beat him up. All these bad things happen to him all at once.
All at once? The shooting all happened all at once in one day? You shouldn't, like, all at once. See, that's how you know this is an off-the-cuff review. He did not write this shit. He did not take the time to write a script, because God forbid you actually give well-thought-out reasons why you don't like a movie that's considered good. It puts some work in. Like, that's what makes this review so far kind of shitty, is because you're criticizing a movie that, like I said, that a lot of people find really good, that resonates with them, and you give the most simplistic, childish fucking critiques. It's so fucking corny. All the bad shit that happens to Arthur all happened at once. At once, meaning what? At once, like, all at once in the movie? All at once in a day? All at once in a way? What the fuck you... Elaborate, bitch! Fucking King of Comedy. I'm sick of that. Like, if I hear what... Like, it's the most fucking basic critique, like the lamest critique for Joker. It's ripping off Kings of Comedy. No, it has some themes from King of Comedy. It has some what do you call it? Homages to King of Comedy, but it's not a fucking rip off of King of Comedy or Taxi Driver. Just because certain things have the same fucking themes doesn't make it a rip off.
The King of Comedy is far more subtle in how it portrays a character like this.
The new King of Comedy.
It's more subtle than the fucking psychotic clown. Really? Did y'all know that a movie directed by Martin Scorsese about, like, just a regular guy was more subtle than a movie about a psychotic clown from Gotham City? Did you fucking know that? Did you know that? Did you know that 2 different directors had 2 different visions? Did y'all know that?
Rupert Pumpkin is a guy raised by television. He's only used to watching artificial human behavior.
And how is this subtle? That's another goddamn thing. He's sitting around talking to cardboard cutouts of his fucking celebrities, and that's supposed to be subtle? Okay. I'm gonna, like, maybe I'll learn to, like, maybe this completely unscripted, in-depth review of Joker will teach me something about how this guy sitting around cackling with cardboard cutouts is more subtle than... Oh, boy.
Here on talk shows. He doesn't actually interact with human beings because he doesn't have friends.
It works out for him with Rita, and you understand why she likes him.
You don't understand what a shot on Langford means. That's coast-to-coast national TV, a bigger audience than the greatest comedians used to play to in a whole lifetime.
All of this was more believable and interesting than what they do in this movie, which she's basically just added in because there's literally no other female characters in the movie that are...
Bleh, you don't fucking know that. Let me rewind it.
Used to play to in a whole lifetime.
All of this was more believable and interesting than what they do in this movie, which she's basically just added in because there's literally no other female characters in the movie that are interesting or fleshed out in any way. There's the Joker's mother, which is basically an exact copy of the relationship he has with his mother in You Were Never Really Here.
What the fuck? So wait. So Todd Phillips he saw another movie with Joaquin Phoenix. It was like, let me rip off all that shit, and then I'll hire him for the movie that I'm doing that's ripping off the movie that he was in, and expect him not to fucking notice. What the fuck? It's just a rip off of his relationship with his mom in the other movie. How come Joaquin was in a movie that was ripping off his other movie and didn't notice?
Except they add in this whole, like, Bruce Wayne was your adopted father thing, which isn't real.
Like, he even got, like, the Thomas Wayne Bruce Wayne thing wrong. Script your fucking review.
So she walks in the room, and she's, oh my god, it's the guy from next door. And right there, it's obvious what happened. oh, he imagined the relationship with her. I guess that makes sense because he's a weirdo. But then, because this movie is made for the 14-year-olds who thought Batman vs. Superman was a ground... And then...
Please tell me this review is a parody. I have a feeling that it is. A part of me wants to believe this review is a parody. Because it has every bad take about Joker I have ever heard in it. I want to believe this can't be real. This can't be real!
And because this movie was made for the same demo as the people who liked Batman vs. Superman.
Oh yeah, the bouncy house CGI fest. Like Batman vs. Superman was clearly is basically is supposed to attract the same, like that audience is supposed to be taken with Joker, which has, it's more subtle, it's more grounded, but I'm so stupefied by what the fuck he's saying. I can't even come up with it. He's making me his dumbass review is making me dumb. But yeah, this CGI bouncy house is supposed to have the same fucking following as Joker. Makes absolutely no fucking sense. What the fuck? And we're not even 5 minutes into this fucking review. Not even 5. It's barely even 4. What the fuck?
We need to cut to flashbacks that show that she wasn't actually there and spell it out to the audience.
Don't ignore him. He's being nice to you.
Oh my god, the acting is so bad. Don't ignore him. He's being nice. Like, what are these? Oh my god, the acting is so bad.
Actually there and spell it out to the audience.
Don't ignore him. He's being nice to you.
Oh my god, the acting is so bad. Don't ignore him. He's being nice. Like, what are these, cartoon characters? That's the thing with the tone of this film. Is it trying to be realistic?
Like, he goes back and forth between it. It's a comic book movie, and then he's surprised by characters acting like cartoon characters. Now, I'm not saying that I thought the acting on the train was bad. It really wasn't. Not really. They were acting a little goofy, but I contributed that to them being drunk. They're not supposed to be, like, well-mannered and, like, how the fuck? They're not supposed to be all there in that scene. They're fucking drunk off their asses.
It feels like it's set in, like, some grand kind of DCEU, but if you're trying to make a real film, like an art film, then throwing in these connections to, like, Bruce Wayne's parents and having these cartoonish characters who say dumb dialogue like,
"Is something funny, asshole?"
It takes me out of...
That's fucking... It's a simple sentence! Like, he says something funny, asshole, is apparently the most cartoonish, out there thing he's ever heard. Where the fuck do you live? Where are you from? Where that's the most outlandish thing you ever heard.
And having these cartoonish characters who say dumb dialogue like,
"Is something funny, asshole?"
It takes me out of the movie completely. It's not realistic. If you want to be, like, metaphorical with this stuff, like, you gotta be more subtle. And
why would they be metaphorical with some guys harassing someone on a fucking train? It's gotta be metaphorical.
The new thing to do now, when someone gives an opinion you don't like, is to say, oh, well, Ralph the Movie Maker, he has a bad take. His take?
Yeah, it is. Because your explanations are dog shit. You reinforce this belief that you have a bad take by creating a video filled with bad takes. You didn't even have the fucking decency to script the video. Because you have such little respect for the people giving you critiques and the people having a different opinion from you. You have so little respect for these people. You didn't even have the fucking decency to make 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 a video like how you make your other videos. Like, God forbid anyone criticize you, and God forbid you respect people with a differing opinion. Such an fucking asshole. Because I thought the whole jerk ass vibe he had with his reviews was just an act. Clearly, it isn't. Clearly, it's just him.
It's just a bad take. I want to delve into the metaphors and allegories of Parasite. You call Joker...
Oh, cool. He likes this other movie. Fuck this other... He likes this movie, not the other movie. He's so cultured.
Corny. Meanwhile, you watch Mr. Robot, which is way cornier. You know, Mr. Robot has, like, dimensional characters in it. That psychiatrist character, Krista, in Mr. Robot, she actually, like, does things in the plot. She has a life outside of our main character's story. She has a personality.
And you realize it's a television show and not a movie. And maybe both the characters have different purposes. Oh, God. Zazie Beetz' character is, like, basically, if you haven't seen Joker, spoiler alert, but Zazie Beetz' character... like, she's just a figment, of course, just a figment of Arthur's imagination, blah, blah, blah. So if she's just a figment of Arthur's imagination, you're not going to see her doing anything else. You're not going to see her have a life that's separate from what Arthur thinks of her. Like, the closest we see, is the most we see of her is, like, Arthur following her, walking her kid to it'd be kind of stupid if we saw her doing other shit apart from Arthur, and then then she's magically doing, like, infatuated with Arthur for whatever fucking reason. It would kind of confuse the goddamn movie.
In this movie, what does the psychiatrist character do? Oh, she just regurgitates what the themes of the movie are.
They don't give a shit about people like you, Arthur. And they really don't give a shit about people like me either.
Society doesn't care about you. Society doesn't care about me. Blah, 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 blah. If every character...
I mean, yeah, the movie's about him, not about other people. Now, like, take a Batman movie, for instance. since he likes to compare this to, like, make this seem like it's every other comic book movie. Let's take all the comic book movies, for example. Those have different characters of differing personalities and backgrounds and blah, blah, blah. And just because it's about, like a Batman movie, just because the movie is about Batman, doesn't mean we don't focus on the other characters. Doesn't mean, like, their purpose is to serve his character arc and nothing else. We need background on everyone else, and we use that to, and like every separate character has their own thing going for it, because Batman's not the only character. Like, we have what the fuck is his name? Oh, I'm losing my mind. We have because every character is connected to Batman in an important way. You got Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, Robin. If you want to add him in there, Robin. I don't know what Batman movie I want to focus on. Let's just this one hypothetical Batman movie. Robin, this person, that person, because the movie's about like it's about the team effort, like what makes Batman, or like the interactions with Batman and other characters. This is a character study of one fucking person. Certain people are just used as symbols or catalysts for his behavior. But I think that's it ties into the central theme that people, like, they just, there's a bunch of shit just piling on you. Like, it kind of ties into how Arthur Fleck is as a character, because he's supposedly supposed to have narcissistic personality disorder or some shit, and it is clearly, it's clear by the end of the movie that he is a complete narcissist, because everything happens to him and everyone's horrible. No one likes me. It's all about his perception of people, not people. Not we are not supposed to have any other perception of people than his perception, because we at the audience are supposed to be following him and seeing how he interacts with people. That's why it doesn't make a difference. Certain movies have different ways of doing things. We do get further insight into the character. We get into the social worker. We get that she is frustrated. She's overworked and frustrated. She wants to give a shit. She was one of those people who probably wanted to change the world and can't because of constraints and because the world is just kind of shitty to people like her who want to help people. But are we gonna see her? But what's the point of us seeing her drive home and go to her husband and talk and see how he interacts with her, you know, with her hypothetical children or whatever, or see her interact with her? What the fuck would the point be of that? It wouldn't have a fucking point. And like, you're comparing a television show that's been on I don't know how long it's been on the air, but it's been on the air for multiple seasons, to a fucking movie that it's supposed to be a character study of one character and how that character perceives the world. Fuck you.
Was just an asshole for no reason, then I wouldn't watch the show. Oh, Ralph, you just don't get it. The entire ending was a dream. That's like the go-to textbook fan theory when a movie's over. It's like, Joker had dreamlike logic, even though every movie has dreamlike logic. Thomas.
Every movie has dreamlike logic. You get a citation needed on that one.
Bruce Wayne's father, who's just a cartoonish dickhead, punches Joker.
He's not really. He's not. He's really not. They could have took it away further to make him cartoonish. He was not cartoonish. He's kind of reasonable.
Joker had dreamlike logic, even though every movie has dreamlike logic. Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, who's just a cartoonish dickhead, punches Joker in the face. Jerry Langford was...
Oh yeah, he just punched him in the face. He just punched him in the face. It's not that he went to his fucking house earlier in the movie, choked out his butler, and put his dirty ass fingers in his child's mouth. And then stalked him into the bathroom. No. He just punched him out for no reason. This can't be a real review. It can't be real. No one could be this fucking dumb. Wait. Let me go to the chat for a second, just to soften the blow. Rod's Variety says, this feels like I'm watching an EFAP. You need to be on EFAP. I've been on EFAP like so many times already. Oh, and Mark After Dark says, we don't know if it was a fantasy or not. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. They're just theories. They're theories that people are just throwing around. That was a dream sequence, because we don't know what was real or what wasn't, because Joker, like, the part of the character is that he makes up stories, that he's a compulsive liar, and he, like, that whole saying about his character, like, if I want a backstory, some shit. If I want a backstory, I want it to be multiple choice or some shit. It's running off that, and I think. Like, I think the whole thing, the whole entire movie is fabricated. And actually the whole time, and then the ending, when he's in the psychiatric ward, him talking to the other chick, he's just telling, like, the whole movie he's just telling to her. That's my theory. That's my personal theory. But yeah, it's not... God, I can't stand this fucking review. Oh, Mario Man 247. I thought he was just recalling the events in his head at the end, and it wasn't as bad as Twin Peaks. Mando Garcia, I don't know why he thinks that dreamlike structure in a film is bad, when good movies like Schenectady, New York, and Total Recall utilizes them, which are highly praised films. Rod's Variety found my EFAP guest appearances. Have fun watching those. HG Commons says, it seems like Ralph hit a wall in his creativity. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Like I said, it seems like this review was made out of spite, not out of, this is how I feel about this movie. He didn't even fucking have the decency to script it. Just to script the damn thing. Fuck. All right, let's get back to this.
Is way more realistic in how he dealt.
Oh, and I'm sorry I'm not checking super chats. I just want to like get through. I want to ruin the flow of my roasting too much.
Face. Jerry Langford was way more realistic in how he dealt with Rupert.
Jerry, I'm a little short on cash, but if you don't mind just appetizers, I'd love to take you to dinner sometime.
It's almost like these are two different fucking movies. It's much more realistic how he handled it. Actually, but see, that's the thing, Thomas Wayne's character was a rich asshole. And I haven't seen Kings of Comedy, but it seems like Jerry Lewis's character is not a rich asshole. Like, he's rich, but he's not an asshole. Like, rich politician asshole, non-asshole politician rich guy. Two different fucking characters. Well, he dealt with it in a much more realistic way. No, it's just a different way. It's not more realistic, it's just different. The fuck? It's different. It's different because they're two different characters.
Got some people waiting for me. I really don't know what my schedule is.
Okay.
Maybe we can.
Okay. Take it. Go ahead. Take it. Consider it a gift. It'll work for you.
I will.
Not that you need the help. Jerry, seriously, you ever want lunch? My treat.
Call my office.
Okay. Jerry, you're a
And
prince.
considering Thomas Wayne is being stalked by that person, is being stalked by Arthur. He came by his house and assaulted his butler, and technically assaulted his child. Him punching dude in the face is not unreasonable. It's perfectly reasonable. It's perfectly realistic. The fuck? You cannot compare these two! But I guess he can't go one day without sucking Scorsese's dick.
Yeah, I would physically assault some poor man because he talked to my son through an iron gate.
And you fucking showed the clip. Or hold on, where is it? Where is it? He fucking showed it. Hang on.
But if you're trying
He even shows the fucking clip of Arthur putting his fingers in the kid's mouth.
to make a real film, like an art film, then throwing it.
He fucking shows it. He thinks he doesn't deserve to be assaulted for assaulting his kid. I'm sorry, but that's fucking creepy as shit. Putting your fingers in a kid's mouth. A kid who is not being the butler. I'm guessing he's Alfred, but Alfred was nowhere to be found. He was alone and vulnerable, and some fucking creepazoid comes around and puts his fucking fingers in his goddamn mouth. He's lucky he just punched his ass. He's lucky he didn't have security guards shoot him in his fucking kneecaps. Because a lot of politicians get away with some secret murders. Alright, let's go back. Fuck. He even shows the goddamn clip in his own review. And it doesn't click in his brain how Thomas Wayne would have been angry enough to punch him. I found it unrealistic that he only punched him once. Because Thomas Wayne is already kind of an asshole, okay? He's already got animosity towards the unwashed, the poor, and all that. So if one of those people came to his house, assaulted his kid and his butler, you think he'd whoop the shit out of him, or have someone to whip the shit out of him. And in my opinion, punching him only once was unrealistic.
Jerry, you're a prince.
Yeah, I would physically assault some poor man because he talked to my son through an iron gate. Joker's.
Plus the fact that he didn't call security to have him removed. That's another thing that is a problem with that scene, that he didn't call security. Like, security, this fucking greasoid is in here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, didn't he get kicked out by security? I think he did. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but I think he did get kicked out by security.
Other supposed father figure, which is Robert De Niro. And the only way this ending is able to happen is through this completely unrealistic set of circumstances. So Robert De Niro has a bit on his show where he's watching the Joker's stand-up.
You can say that again, pal.
Robert De Niro starred in both Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy. The film wears its influences on its sleeve. And then he gets a...
Oh, really? Oh, really? They... really? Because it's not like Todd Phillips actually came out publicly and said that, yeah, I was inspired by those two movies. I like that. I do have homages, and I wasn't, like, some things were inspired by Kings of Comedy and Taxi Driver. Blah, blah, blah. No, it was a total secret until the great Ralph the Movie Maker. What? Until the great Ralph the Movie Maker made the discovery for himself. You big brain genius.
A phone call that tells him to come on Robert De Niro's show because he wants him to talk to him on the couch. And of course, this same guy also happens to be famous for killing the 3 people on the subway, which, even though it's a random killing, has become a beacon for this movement.
No, it fucking wasn't. The beacon for the movement was Thomas Wayne being a jerk to the poor. Remember, he was running for mayor, and he called his detractors clowns. That's what started it. That's what fucking started it. Because, yeah, like I said before, the thing with Arthur is that he has a very inflated, like he's got a narcissistic personality disorder. He thinks that this whole thing is centered around him, and it's not. They didn't. He thinks this movement was created because of him. Because he's delusional. That's a part of the goddamn movie. All right, let me start reading super chats. Anna Burrell. Hey Jay, love your vids. What are your thoughts on Joaquin winning the award? I think he deserved the award, but Twitter seems to be pretty butthurt about it. Yeah, he did deserve that shit. He did a great fucking job. It's hilarious seeing those fucking film nerds. We have their fucking they have their pronouns in bio going apeshit over it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh my god, Greta Gerwig, she didn't win. Oh, my generic white girl fantasy movie didn't win. Greta Gerwig. No, what's the other movie they like? Midsummer. It didn't win. I wore my flower crown and everything.
Take out the richer class. And of course, this comes up on the show. Wow, I'm glad that all worked out.
You think that killing those guys...
So, like, actually, the fact that the detractors of Joker, and this whole movie, and with their bad takes and shit, actually believe that Joker started the whole movement is kind of telling. Because, like, you can't, like Arthur, you can't really decipher plot lines like he can decipher reality. It's kind of funny. Because he didn't start that movement. It wasn't him. It was Thomas Wayne. Did you fucking watch this movie?
It's funny.
I haven't watched it in maybe weeks, maybe a little longer than that, and I still remember the shit. It's clear as day.
Dude. What a coincidence. I guess it's some of that dreamlike logic, right? They would just invite class. And of course, this comes up on the show. Wow, I'm glad that all worked out.
You think that killing those guys is funny?
I do.
What a coincidence. I guess it's some of that dreamlike logic, right? They would just invite this random guy on there to talk on the couch and not check him for weapons.
This was pre 9/11, pre Columbine. Of course they wouldn't. They had no idea he was crazy. They just thought he was fucking weird. They thought it was just an innocent, not an innocent. What's the fucking? They thought he was a harmless lol cow. Like, why would they think that he was like a murderer? They thought he was just like I said, they thought he was a defenseless lol cow that they could make fun of. And like I said, this was pre 9/11, pre Columbine, pre all the bullshit we got now.
Son's been hit by a drunk driver. He's dead.
Oh, no, you cannot joke about that.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Oh, Ralph, you just don't get it. The whole ending was just a dream.
No, you don't get it because you're purposely leaving out important fucking details, you jackass. That's why you don't get it. Jesus Christ.
Every character in the movie is just an asshole and a liar and ignores Joker, deceives Joker, steers Joker down the wrong path because it has to reinforce this message that society is bad, society's bad. Yep, the movie had a huge budget, you can tell, because any artistic integrity or originality is completely removed from this film. Taxi Driver and King of Comedy are so...
Every time he mentions Taxi and King of Comedy, I'm just gonna start laughing. It's just fucking hilarious to me. Inspirations, Ralph. It's not a remake. It's not a sequel. This movie has inspirations. Takes inspiration from those movies. And like I said, there are differences between these fucking characters and how they interpret things.
They aren't bogged down in scenes that need to extend the universe of the film. Travis and Rupert are active in the stories. It's Rupert's and Travis's character and actions that cause them to spiral. Joker gets beat up a lot. It's not your fault your life sucks. It's the fault of society.
Oh, God. He's got narcissistic personality disorder. It's made very fucking clear. In this movie. And that just it doesn't even matter though, because we as the audience know for a fact, because of the social worker character and because of Zazie Beetz, because it was shocking to me that she didn't call the cops on his ass as soon as she saw him in the house, but she kind of I don't know if he killed her or not, there's speculation on whether or not he killed her, but she just kind of there's proof in the movie that there are good people out there. But Arthur is so stuck in he's just mired in his own bullshit. Oh, the world is against me. The world is... The fact that you took from the movie that that's what they wanted to say that's your fucking problem, dude. You misinterpreted the fucking movie. He's got narcissistic personality. Of course, he thinks all this shit is people are just have a vendetta only against him. It's all about it's
Everyone around you is just a jerk and beats.
Oh, and not to mention his friend was I hate to say this, but the midget character. He said, "Oh, you're the only person who's ever been nice to me." Da 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 da. So there were good people in this movie, but he only focused on the bad in his life. That's what it was. How is it that I understand? I didn't want to review it. Joker is because I don't usually review things I like, because I don't know. It's just hard for me to review things I like. But I didn't want to review it. And I haven't watched it in weeks. And I understand I have a better understanding of this movie than you do. How is that possible?
It's you up. So the solution is to shoot De Niro in the head.
It's almost like he's nuts. And that he has narcissistic personality disorder.
It's the fault of society. Everyone around you is just a jerk and beats you up. So the solution is to shoot De Niro in the head. Oh, are you having some psychological issues? Your notebook looks like a crazy person's notebook.
What the fuck was that even about? Oh, I hope my stream isn't dropping out. It's in the red. It keeps going back and forth. Hang on a second. Okay, I think I'm just gonna keep going. But it seems like my stream's getting thrown. Okay, wait, forget it.
It wears its influences on its sleeve. It's not...
Wait, hang on.
Crazy person. No.
Joker has many redeeming qualities. Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor and saves the film. Cinematography is decent.
It wears its influences on its sleeve. It's not really subtle at all. That doesn't mean it doesn't have good elements, because it certainly does.
Joaquin Phoenix's performance is terrific. It was a nice change of pace to see a superhero film that looked like a real movie. Wasn't
It's not a fucking superhero film. He's not even a superhero. This can't be real. That's what I'm saying. This has to be a parody. How can you be this dumb? This is a superhero movie. It's not. If he even saying it's a comic book movie is kind of inaccurate. Cause it just
His performance is terrific. It was a nice change of pace to see a superhero film that looked like a real movie. Wasn't infested with CGI. The lighting wasn't all flat and boring. I just overall think it's pretty mediocre. And I really wanted to delve into, like, the themes.
Ralph writing his review of the Joker, please tell me you did not write this shit. You didn't write this shit. You didn't fucking write this shit. You did not write this shit. You didn't write this. There's no way you could have written this. There's been times where I've sounded like a fucking... Okay, hang on a sec, guys. I'm just getting this shit back. Ah! The fuck? It's not working. Oh, wait, there it is. Shit! Oh, Christ. Okay. Fucking finally. Thank you. Alright, I'm back. Fuck! Okay, back to the shit. Yeah, my fucking internet is garbage. I'm really sorry.
Explore this film a bit because maybe there's something like the themes and explore this film a bit because maybe there's something a bit more to it, but I honestly am just not even interested because...
So he fucking admits, okay, I want to go in depth with it. I want to really explain why I don't like the movie. But I'm not really interested in that. Then why the fuck did you make this review? Yeah, it's becoming more and more clear that this was just a spite review. Well, people, you know, they just like this movie a little too much, and they have too many fucking opinions, you know, and the opinions don't match mine, so fuck them. I'll make this review. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. This is just, no. This ain't it, fam.
Don't like the movie that much, and it comes from a place that I think is
because you could have just not made the review. Just don't fucking make it.
Bit artistically bankrupt. It's not a Jonathan Glazer film. It's not something I actually want to explore. It's a by the numbers.
I don't want to explore it, but I'm gonna make a review on it, which is the entire fucking point of a review is exploring the fucking movie. Ugh!
Copycat studio movie. The Warner Brothers in the past.
It's a studio, like, it's just such a studio movie, despite the fact I just fucking said it wasn't like your average studio comic book movie.
Just been trying to copy Marvel. Okay, let's copy...
Wait, what? What the fuck did he just say?
Film. It's not something I actually want to explore. It's a by-the-numbers copycat studio movie. The Warner Brothers in the past has just been trying to copy Marvel. Okay, let's copy Scorsese character studies from the 1970s and 80s.
Yeah, I know he would fucking say it. It's just a complete copy of the movie. Just as dumb as motherfuckers who say, was it Kimba the lion or some shit or no, the Lion King is a complete copy of Kimba the lion or whatever. Like, it's just that stupid. It's just copying. This character has mental illness and shoots somebody, and this other character has mental illness and shoots somebody, so it's the same movie. It's the logic of fucking YouTube commentators who look at a movie like an actor was in one movie, and then he was in another movie. Like an actor is in one movie with action in it, and they're doing actiony things, and then they appear in another movie where they're also doing actiony things, and then you have some asshole in the comment section who says, so this is basically the same movie. It's like, insert movie title here, but in insert location here. Whatever. It's that bullshit. It's like there's no insight into that. It's so fucking retarded. This film is an unoriginal corporate product. Studios will only greenlight comic book movies now. Joker is an attempt to make an adult superhero drama, but it does not stand on its own as a drama. Okay. It doesn't stand on its own. If the Batman Joker brand was not attached to the film, it wouldn't have been as successful, and most likely wouldn't have been made. It's made to pander to teenagers? Yeah, that's why so many fucking adults can resonate. Because, yeah, only teenagers have mental illness. Only teenagers have difficult times coping with society or just coping with terrible things that have happened in life. It's only for teenagers. Only teenagers can relate to childhood abuse.
Joker isn't the first R-rated superhero film recently. It's different in a way because it is, I guess, more mature. I hesitate to use that word mature, but I guess it is because, well, think back to Deadpool, right? Which is clearly a comedy. It is an adult R-rated film with a juvenile sense of humor. Its violence is cartoonish and funny. Logan is a film that tried to push boundaries more in this respect, and Joker is the final form of that. So I'm on a podcast. On that podcast, I said Joker was a good movie. I think I've said Joker is a good movie before. Yeah, so I'm gonna explain why I'm an idiot. But no, listen, I love movies. I love going to the movies. So
as long as they're movies that don't make me, as long as they're movies that aren't associated with incels. As long as they're movies that aren't that's. As long as they are movies that feel that, oh my god, I'm losing like, the ability to speak. As long as they're movies that resonate with my artistic snobbery, because Ralph the movie maker is a film student, so naturally he just like, it seems like him and Chris Stuckman, who are both budding filmmakers, by the way, seem to have this bout of know-it-allism and this snooty either sense of entitlement or just think like this movie should only be a certain type of quality or have a certain type of vibe to be good. Like, you seem like Chris Stuckman has had some bad takes on Twitter before. He said that, you can't necessarily criticize a film because, the filmmakers, they try so hard. It's so hard to make a film, so you can't necessarily criticize, like his not Last Jedi, his Rise of Skywalker review. He goes on this fucking tangent about, like, come on. What the fuck did he say exactly? I fucking clipped it on Twitter and I posted it. But it's so, the filmmakers, I mean, come on. What the fuck did he say? Shit, I'm trying to remember what it was. Do I have that clip? I think I might have that clip. I think I'll play it for you guys. Hang on, give me a second. I'm gonna play this clip for y'all. Something that Chris Stuckman said about Rise of Skywalker. Well, he said something about film in general in Rise of Skywalker that's so bad. Where are you? Ah! Okay, here it is. I think I might have clipped it more than once. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, shit. Oh, I swear. Oh. Don't worry, guys. I got it. Video. Fuck. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I fucked up. Alright. Alright, but here is some stupid shit that Chris Stuckman said about, during his Rise of Skywalker review.
I like this character a lot, and I like Daisy
Shit. That's really low.
Ridley
Yeah, I'm sorry, the audio was really low on this fucking
quite a
file.
bit as the character. I think they had excellent setup for things in The Force Awakens. But then The Last Jedi, a film that, by the way, I still like, despite many people telling me that I shouldn't like it.
Oh yeah, oh, that's one of them. He made a little jab at people who don't like The Last Jedi. But that's not what I wanted to show. Here it is.
And with this movie, looking back on the other two, it's painfully obvious that they didn't have a roadmap, and they should have. Still, with Star Wars movies, it's difficult to talk about them when they're brand new because these movies always end up with legacies. In between 1999 and I would say, 2012, 2013, everyone I spoke to hated the prequels. Everyone. George Lucas.
Yeah, so? Doesn't mean shit.
Was trashed by fans and he sold his property. Today, people seem to respect them a lot more. Maybe that's because...
No. People just think they're better than the new ones. Which they are. They're still bad, but they're still better than the new ones. That doesn't mean people respect them more.
Those generations that watched the prequels when they were kids are now older and it's more meaningful to them. I don't know. All I know is that the legacy of Star Wars changes over time. People are always looking for something to blame about why Star Wars isn't exactly like it was for them when they were kids. Whether that's Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, George Lucas, Rian Johnson. People are always looking for something to lay the blame on for why Star Wars doesn't feel the same to them anymore.
Yeah, because when people make movies and it turns out like shit, there's always someone to blame for that. Because you're the one, because the filmmaker made the shit. Either them or the studio made decisions and went over the filmmaker's head and fucked up the movie. Somebody is to blame, Chris. You fucking chode with a beard.
You need to stop looking for people to blame. You can make a bad movie, you can make a good movie. It happens. Filmmakers make mistakes. Sometimes Star Wars is not going to be great. Sometimes it's just going to be bad.
Sometimes Star Wars is just going to be bad. Just accept it. It's like, basically, yeah. Chris Stuckman, he's a budding filmmaker. And he's getting to the point where, he's starting to cuck for other filmmakers. Like, he just doesn't... Like I said, there's a sense of entitlement. Like, you can't fucking criticize me. I worked really hard on something. Either that, or it's like Ralph the Movie Maker, where he's so entrenched in educating himself on film that he feels the need to be very, I don't know, like I said, he's got a bout of know-it-allism. It's like when that person you know that studies psychology and they feel the need to fucking analyze everyone they come across. You know that person. You know that person. That's where Ralph the Movie Maker is, except with movies. Like, oh my God, Jonathan Glazer. Did you see did you see Under the Skin? Do you know about Martin Scorsese, the most mainstream fucking director ever? Do you know about him? Have you seen the subtle intricacies of the King of Comedy and Taxi Driver? Do you know, bitch? Do you know? Like, yeah, we know. We fucking know. We know! Shut up! It's like I said, it's just like that person. They take one fucking semester of psychology and they're analyzing everybody. They think they know every fucking thing. Yeah, like people are saying in the chat, it's just total pretentiousness and entitlement. And just shut up. Shut up. Please shut the fuck up. And just review a movie. Don't do it because you're getting backlash for a bad take. Just put that shit aside and explore. All right. I know y'all coming at me. Like, this is what he should have done. Like, he should have said, I know y'all coming at me. He should have sat down. Well, he should have sat down, made a thoughtful fucking review, and said, look, I know y'all coming at me because my takes aren't that bad. So I took the time to sit down, write something to refine my takes, to fully explain what my problem was about this movie. But he doesn't do that. He just goes straight in with like, oh, you guys have fucking opinions? Well, I like Jonathan Glazer, okay? Well, yeah, I like Jonathan Glazer. I know about the subtle nuances of Scorsese movies, okay, bitch? Okay?
Sitting down in the theater, I'm watching a Joker movie, and I enjoyed it. You know, I was enjoying it because I'm sitting down in a movie theater watching a movie. But there's more to a film than your initial impression of a film than when you see it. There is so much more going on in a film. Like, when you watch...
Yeah, because you can't fucking... Like, I understand what he's saying. Like, you can't, like... You gotta watch a movie a couple times before you fully, like, see everything. And get everything. But to know a movie's good, all you need, like, to know how a movie, well, if you're the kind of person who only pays attention to the good things, then yeah, then you need to watch it a couple more times. Like, when I saw Batman vs. Superman, I enjoyed it, but I still fucking acknowledge that it had serious goddamn problems. I enjoyed it, but I still know there are problems. Like, the assumption that when you sit down and watch a movie, and for the first time, and you just, no, fuck the problems, I'm just gonna watch it and enjoy it. I don't think you can say that about Joker, because, like, there's certain things in this movie where people would find boring, uneventful, especially when you are using a character from the DC universe, and people who do enjoy comic book movies are gonna come and watch this film, and some people who are just accustomed to that probably aren't gonna enjoy it. Because it's not marketed to them, but they're going to come because someone they're familiar with from the comics is in it. Now those people like this it's two sides of the same coin. Like, you'll sit down and love something and ignore some shit, but then there's some people who will sit down and watch it and hate it and enjoy and ignore everything else. It's too, like, you gotta, there's another side of that coin. And yeah, but no one really ignores problems. Like, you don't really get that. You don't really get that. You don't really get that sense that people are just ignoring shit because they just go off their feelings until afterwards, until after they've seen it a couple more times or see everyone else's critiques on it, and they just fuck it, like people who love TLJ. They don't give a fuck. They don't. It's not that they ignore problems. It's just they don't think there are any problems with the movie. Like, none. It's good. Y'all the ones who are fucking morons. And I'm talking about the people, not the people who like it, but the people who are like militantly, like, in love with that movie. And won't acknowledge any problems. There's a difference between, like I said, militant love and just, oh, I sat down, I watched a movie, and in the moment I liked it, but then I sat down and thought about some stuff, and it's got problems. But I don't understand how you suddenly don't like it anymore just because you found a few problems. Because these problems you are listing, because, like, this review is so poorly done, I don't buy the problems you have, because you are not explaining them well. It's not the fact... I'm not roasting him because he doesn't like the movie. I'm roasting him because his reasoning, the structure of this video, his petty attitude, you're not giving me anything with this. It's dog shit. If you explain, I find it very strange that people who don't like this movie are really bad at telling you why they don't like it. It's hilarious. Him, Movie Bob, Jeb Nicholson, probably a few other motherfuckers. You always just wait for more people to have bad takes on shit. Because it seems like it never ends. It's like, I feel like Arthur Fleck when it comes to bad movie takes. Like, it just never ends. You just want to go nuts.
Citizen Kane for the first time. If you're a moron, you go, that's boring. That's a boring movie. Without actually...
thinking something is boring doesn't mean you're a moron. I think in some cases... And didn't he say fucking Joker in the beginning of the video that it was boring? Oh, God. Yeah, he did. I remember. That was in the first minute. He said Joker was boring. Okay, so I guess that makes you a fucking idiot, right? Because you just... that was the first thing you... Damn near the first thing you said. See, if you're a moron, you're just... And plus, all the other things you said in this video, all the details that you have gotten completely wrong, everything you've misrepresented, makes me think you're one of those idiots who just thinks movies are boring because you're not looking at the movie in depth. So you're one of those people, Ralph. You're that fucking moron.
Reading about Citizen Kane and why it's a groundbreaking film and its impact on cinema. And the same thing with 2001, the same thing with any other film that you can list that people say are boring.
People say they're boring. They say they're boring. Because I did look in depth, maybe... Just because a movie is good, it has good writing and shit, doesn't mean it has good pacing. The pacing could have been off, just like Alien. There's some people who think Alien, good movie. I've heard this argument before. Like they say, it's a good movie. I like the movie, but like, damn, is it slow? People say, like, it's a good movie, but it's slow. And I have feelings about certain movies, like that's my criticism about certain movies too. Oh, what was it? That it's really good, but slow. I forgot. I just fucking watched some shit. Like, it's a good movie, but really slow. It wasn't The Irishman. But I just watched a movie recently. Like, in recent years or recent months. That it was really good, but slow as hell. But I forgot what the fuck it was. But whatever. Moving on. That's one criticism. Like, so I'm guessing people who think Alien is slow and kind of boring are fucking morons. And they are full stop. Like, it's a fucking, like, it's not saying the movie's bad. They're just saying it's kind of boring. It's just kind of boring because it just, maybe it moves too slow. I haven't seen Citizen Kane, but maybe it moves kind of slow to the point where you're just like, oh, this is boring.
Meanwhile, they think Joker's a great movie because they sit down in the theater and they watch it once and they go, wow, that was a good movie. And they don't think about it at all. When you actually take a second to think about the film you just watched, it's a completely unoriginal, bland superhero movie that takes from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. God, I hate unoriginal, bland superhero movie that takes from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie.
It doesn't take from it. It has inspirations and homages. Just because someone, he has a gun and he's mentally ill, means it's a total ripoff of those other movies.
God, I hate that.
That's what morons say. That's like I said before, that's a YouTube commentator fucking logic.
People use what I say against me. So let's look at my initial impressions of Joker from the podcast. I guess that's why this is useful.
It was a lot like King of Comedy.
Yeah.
I see why you guys mentioned it.
You can already tell I'm more hopeful in this episode than I am now. I really just got beaten down by society.
And the first half of this film was really sad and dour, and I like that about it.
All of it.
See, I just liked it because it was sad. But like upon watching it multiple times, it's like
you're not good at explaining things, Ralph. Maybe that's the problem. You're off the cuff. Like, I'm off the cuff right now streaming this. And I sound like a fucking blubbering idiot right now. But yeah, I would never... That's why I didn't want to make a dedicated video to this. I just wanted to stream it because... See, that's the thing. I don't care that much about this video. I wasn't going to make a dedicated video about it. I didn't want to script it. But I wasn't, like I said, I didn't want to make it like a reaction like my Batwoman videos, because it would just be me blabbering and blabbering and blabbering. Because that's what, like, you're supposed to do. Like, have some fucking restraint with making videos. Sometimes you can just, like, either do a podcast or, like, a live stream on YouTube talking about how you don't like the Joker. Like, I mean, people would still respond the same way. Be like, you're not explaining anything. You're just being petty.
Like, was there anything deeper going on in those parts? Not really. It's the surface level scene.
That's just like
just because you couldn't explain shit doesn't mean anything. That's you. You couldn't explain it.
writing sympathy trick 101. Just have them be beaten up a bunch, and that justifies like
society
all
beats
anger
him
they have.
down, bullied.
Yeah.
He doesn't get his medication. His mom is awful to
But
him.
that's the thing, though. Like, I'm okay with taking this seriously as like a character study, but then when you do delve more into basically the dumb shit, when the dumb shit starts, then it's like, well, this tonally isn't really working for me, because now I'm thinking about Killer Croc and the Penguin and Two-Face and all this, and I'm just like, this is very strange to me.
Can I
see, the movie is dumb because they referenced other comic book stuff, which is just one character, Bruce Wayne. Oh, now I'm thinking about Killer Croc. That's your fucking problem. Because nothing is in this movie is so comical that you're like, oh, I'm thinking about, are they gonna bring in Catwoman? I never fucking thought that through the whole fucking movie. I mean, I thought the reference to Bruce Wayne, like how they tied that in was really nice. But you're like, it's just Bruce Wayne and that whole family is just a tool to tell Arthur's story. It's not, oh, we need to make a whole fucking DC universe out of shit. Even though that's what a lot of people wanted. And I think that's what they're doing now. I think. It's rumors. I don't know. But, goddamn. I started thinking about Killer Croc. That's your fucking problem. That's where your mind went. Because some people can't separate the comic book character from what the fuck they're watching. That's your fucking problem. That was your problem. Because I didn't see shit in Joker that was like, oh shit. Now I'm thinking about how the ties into Killer Croc. Where the fuck did you get that from?
Tell you a theory my mom had.
What?
For this film.
Go ahead.
So there's a little person in this film.
Yes.
And her theory, once the movie's over, she called me and said, I think that guy in the sequel is going to become the Penguin.
Gotta love the score for this film too. The violins telling.
Like, so? See, that's proof that the movie's bad. Because your mom had a funny take on it. That's proof right there. That's proof right there, baby. Movie bad, 0 out of 10. Would never watch again. Your mommy had a theory. The movie's shit now.
Yeah, how sad you're
Fuck
supposed
outta
to
here.
feel.
You're not supposed to feel sad in this scene. It's not a sad scene. It's not a sad scene. What the fuck? Where the fuck did you get that from? How did you interpret any of this shit?
To the violins telling you how sad you're supposed to feel.
It's basically Arthur calming himself down and kind of, in my interpretation, he was like reveling in the murders. Like calming himself down and reveling in what he's just done. Or like how he deals with it. But it wasn't sad though. It was kind of, what's the word I want to use? I don't think melancholy is about it, but like somber, not somber. Like basically, he was just calming himself down, reveling in the moment.
Then
you see, he mimics the thing that was happening in the thing, and now like we're supposed to think the movie's bad.
there's a cutaway to him in the asylum, and he hits his head against the door.
Why you were locked up.
Oh, wait. Some people have metabolic, tragic, serene, draining, chilling. That's it. James Moore got it. Yeah, chilling. That's what it was. Thank you, James Moore. That's exactly the word that I was trying to grasp. Thank you.
Then there's a cutaway to him in the asylum, and he hits his head against the door.
Why you were locked up.
That was corny. This is a dead fucking genre. The superhero genre. You're doing nothing new with it anymore.
Most of the valuable superhero IP is owned by Disney, and they're...
Are you really comparing this to the oversaturation of CGI bouncy house movies with people in costumes making stupid fucking jokes every 5 minutes with no nuance, no drama, no realistic drama? You're comparing this to that shit? To fucking basically Marvel movies? What the fuck? This fucking genre's dead. How did you go from, oh, I like the movie, to this fucking genre's dead? So because a couple of assholes, I'm sorry YMS, but I'm just trying to emphasize my point. Because a couple assholes gave him, talked to him about how they didn't like the movie. Now suddenly he doesn't like the movie. The fuck? Just because you share a podcast with someone doesn't mean you have to agree with every fucking word they say. You know that, right? Because like I said, this review is not well done. He completely disregards facts to make his argument work. And the fact that he did that makes me think that he's just a fucking lemming who will believe anything people tell him about a movie. Oh my god, I hate everything. Oh, that guy, he said the movie sucks because he thought of Killer Croc at one point. Oh, I guess I have to completely change my opinion. What the fuck is going on?
They're not going to do anything interesting with it. They put it through the same process they do with everything else. The Pixar movies, the animated movies, like...
Wait, is Disney even fucking owned? Does Disney even own Warner Brothers?
Valuable superhero IP is owned by Disney, and they're not going to do anything interesting with it. They put it through the same process they do with everything else. The Pixar...
Hey, guys in the chat, can you tell me if Warner Brothers owns DC? I mean, if Disney owns DC or Warner Brothers, please. Because I think... it's just another glaring problem with this video. Everything is owned by Disney.
Our movies, the animated movies like Frozen 2, the live action movies like Aladdin, the new...
Really? This is bad as fucking Aladdin and the Rise of Skywalker? Ah! Okay, so Disney does not own Warner Brothers. Okay, so that... You just pulled that fucking shit out of your ass. Thank you, chat, for that.
Star Wars movies. It's all straight out of the printer. And that is Warner Bros. Competition.
Name any fucking movie. Oh, wait,
this isn't really like some masterful art film. It's a studio piece of crap.
It's not an art film. That means it's bad. Imagine telling on yourself that hard. Imagine imagine exposing yourself as a pretentious twat right there. It's not an art film, so it's bad. It's so bad.
Disguised as a thoughtful character study, like a transformer.
Oscar bait in disguise.
Joker is not.
Well, see, if this is not a thoughtful telling or retelling of the Joker, that means The Dark Knight and that telling of the Joker is also shit. Because that's more of a comic book movie than this movie. And we don't get any further insight to why he does things either. He wants to cause chaos? That's fucking bullshit. Give us more. This isn't art. I don't buy that.
Not a good movie.
Unsubscribed. Lover is not a good movie.
Mike Stoklasa.
Watch your fucking mouth. Watch your fucking mouth.
Fam, we get it. You're edgy. Oh, I probably made all those people on 4chan upset.
Ralphthemoviemaker should be at the bottom of every list. Literally no.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. Let's stop right there. You took a criticism of your channel from 2017, for a video talking about criticism you got this year. Or like in 2019. Oh, that shit just broke you in half, didn't it? You've been hanging on to these criticisms for a while, and you've just been waiting to break it out. You petty bitch. What kind of shit is that? Oh, you bitch. That's just. I'm sorry. That's bitch made as hell. You went. Even if you didn't see this criticism 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, whatever. You still went looking. You still went searching for people who hate you. Just so you can fucking get sympathy. And have people like, please don't downvote my video. Please don't downvote. Please don't dislike my bad take. Because people don't like me. Because people make fun of me. Don't dislike my bad take, please.
I understand that Joker is a breath of fresh air compared to this stuff, but that doesn't mean it's a great film. It doesn't stand on its own.
Alright, what does that mean? It doesn't stand on its own. What would it need? What would it need? Like, since the movie, according to him, doesn't stand on its own, it probably needs something to prop it up. What would it need? It doesn't stand on its own. It needs other stuff like the inspirations from your precious Scorsese movies. Like I said, that's all they were. Fucking inspirations. They didn't jack an entire plot. The characters never felt the same. Like, I've seen Taxi Driver. The fucking characters do not feel the same at all. Stop saying that it's a ripoff of Kings of Comedy and Taxi Driver. You just look stupid. You look like a parrot repeating shit you heard someone else say. Because that's where the criticism stops. No one ever goes in depth with that shit. They always say the same shit. Oh, it's like this because surface level comparison. They both have guns and they're both mentally ill. They both have a girl that they're attached to. And that's where it ends. Okay, artistic intent, in my opinion, the film didn't feel it was crafted with a clear artistic intent. Okay. It felt like Phoenix saved a subpar script and production. The studio really wanted him and were willing to budge on his demands. What demands did he have? Todd Phillips didn't bring much to For one thing, if the story... Joaquin Phoenix is only known for being in good shit. He's one of those actors, he's got a damn near perfect scorecard. If this movie was shit, it was just as hollow as you are describing, then why the fuck was he in it? Then why was he in it? Todd Phillips didn't bring much to the story, shot, composition, lighting, and scene were all standard. Okay, like I said, Joaquin Phoenix does not pick shitty movies to be in. That's been well documented, okay? And I think he's even said if like this movie, like he didn't want to be in a comic book movie for these exact reasons because they're hollow, blah, 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 and he just wasn't into them. So why the fuck was he in this movie if it's just as bad as you were describing? His demands for a good script, because if that was his demand, and he's in the movie, and he got what he wanted, what he thought he wanted, then what the fuck?
Warner Brothers gave this crew a lot of leeway to make this film, especially Joaquin, and I think that's why this film turned out as good as it did. Of course, I don't know what really happened. I don't know what's from the script, what's improvised, scene by scene, but I have a feeling all of the worst stuff in this film is the stuff that came from the script, and all of the moments that were interesting and...
All the worst stuff came from the script. Yeah, naturally. Because the movies usually have a script.
Unique, mainly came from Phoenix.
Wait. He said you didn't know what was improvised and what wasn't. So how the fuck would you know it came from the script?
Phoenix himself. According to him, there were some really radical changes made to the film, from script to set. That whole fridge scene was improvised. How much of this is purposeful? Because when I do see Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, every scene feels purposeful. And in this film, you have a really corny, bad scene. The whole Batman connection...
What was up with that editing? Ooh, that was bad. Did y'all see that shit?
Scene feels purposeful. And in this film, you have a really corny, bad scene.
The whole Batman...
That's terrible, Ralph! What the fuck are you doing? Were you drunk when you made this? What kind of bath salts were you... That's really shitty. And usually his editing is really good. I don't know what the fuck... Oh... This is cringeworthy. This is so bad.
Batman connection in this film was totally pointless. If we're going to go with the whole theory that everything after the fridge is a dream, then why the hell would Joker imagine that...
It's just a theory. It's just a theory.
Bruce Wayne's parents would be killed. It's such a specific thing to imagine.
Now, well, because he wanted Thomas Wayne to die. He hated Thomas Wayne, remember? It's not really about Bruce, it's more about Thomas Wayne dying, I think, or the parents. Like I said, I think the whole thing was a figment of his imagination. Because it's not like he said, oh, this kid's gonna be Batman. No, he just said his parents died. And that's it. His parents fucking died. That was... Like, as the audience members, we're supposed to think, oh, this kid's gonna be Batman because we know what character he is. But he didn't oh, this kid's gonna be fucking Batman. He's gonna kick my ass when he grows up. No, that wasn't the purpose of that scene. But okay.
And that also happens to tie in with Batman.
Not really.
I'm just trying to make him smile.
Well, it's not funny, is it?
Is this guy supposed to be Alfred?
You shouldn't be speaking to his son.
For the first 25 minutes...
Is this guy supposed to be Alfred? What was the point of that fucking criticism? Are we not supposed to accept that as Alfred because... some pretentious reason you're gonna pull out of your ass?
To this film, you don't even know it's supposed to be Gotham. It's just a city, and I like that aspect of it. It wasn't about the same set of characters again. It wasn't like, oh, Harley Quinn is gonna show up now, and then they're gonna fight Killer Croc. Just because...
Oh, but like... What if Killer Croc actually did show up? Why would you use that criticism that I hate everything said and then come out your mouth with something completely like... Because the whole point was to show that, oh, their criticisms are valid, and they were valid enough to change my mind. But then you're like, oh, I liked how the city was just some random city, and you didn't feel like Killer Croc was about to come out. But what about I Hate Everything? What about he's the hub of everything accurate with film criticism? He thought Killer Croc was going to show up, but what he watched when he saw the movie. Oh God.
Because I have negative things to say about the film does not mean I hate the film. It doesn't.
You fucking said you didn't like the film. You said it was basically just on the same level as fucking the Troll movies and Frozen 2. I'm not saying I didn't like the movie. Now it's like we gotta reel the audience back in. Now we gotta reel them back in and get them back on my side. Like, I'm not saying I hate it, but I really do hate it. It's like you just can't stand. Certain people on YouTube just cannot stand that anyone can dislike them. I mean, if it wasn't already evidenced by him featuring fucking criticisms of him from 2 years ago.
Does not mean I think it's a worthless film. I just don't think it's perfect. I don't think it deserves the Golden Lion. I don't think it's a masterpiece.
Oh my God, he made random noises when he was being choked. He didn't make a coherent sentence when he was being choked, when his larynx was being crushed. Oh God, this movie is so shit. This movie is so shit because he acted accordingly when he was being choked. Shut the fuck up.
God, this movie's boring, isn't it, Rocky? It's so boring.
Look at my doggy. Don't downvote my video, please.
It's so boring. Oh no, it's based on my favorite comic book character. You can't make fun of it. You can't make fun of it. People gotta know how to spell my VP.
It's like, oh, please, don't criticize me. I have a movie review channel. Don't criticize me.
Oh no.
And you want to talk about someone, not doing anything original. He has the same fucking gray couch every fucking YouTuber has. Every YouTuber has the same goddamn couch. That same L-shaped gray couch. It's like, god damn it. For some, it's so unoriginal. Just like my style choices. I'm following every YouTuber.
Wait, I got on the comment section of my show. You have the gall to criticize a movie like Joker?
Fuck you.
The gross overreaction to this film
Alright,
is
let's
all to
rewind
criticize
and actually fucking read that. You have the gall to criticize a movie like Joker after giving it praise previously, only to back your own portfolio with a cheaply made schlock like this. I think you should refocus on your directorial style, acting, and cinematography before criticizing a movie that's well made. Oh. This must be a response to one of his one of the short films he's made. I don't know how good or bad they are. I've never seen them because I've never had any interest in seeing his shit. Like, it's like Chris Stuckman's short films. Like, oh God, why would I want to see that? And actually, I've actually seen one of his. No, I've seen one of his and a little bit of another one. He's not good. He's no good. He kind of just steals. With one of Chris Stuckman's short films, he just kind of stole continuously from Nicholas Winding Refn, and that was apparently, and like he even played the character from Drive. Like he did the exact same thing, the same. The exact same elevator sequence. Yeah, it was shit. He's not a good actor either. Like, ugh. I think it's called Julia. Look it up on YouTube. It's actually pretty funny. Your series fucking sucks, and your spineless opinion should not be influenced. Like, oh wait, no, this is for the podcast. Okay, but okay, so you took one fucking comment, someone who doesn't even have an avatar, and you're showing this to me. Why? Give me a fucking comment that actually has upvotes and criticizes you without insults, and actually gives you like a well thought out criticism. But you're not gonna fucking do that. This is what punk asses do when they're trying to prove when they're trying to prove a point. Like, look at this bad shitty criticism of my glorious criticism. Like, no, that you're not tricking me. This is no different than people I used to make responses to. They would always bring up these little punk ass comments from knuckle draggers and supposed to make me believe that that is the majority of the criticism they get. They're all fucking morons. They just tell me to go fuck myself and end it. They don't give me any thoughtful critique on what I'm saying. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, Ed C, $5 super chat every time he says taxi driver or king of comedy. I've been taking a drink. I'm hammered now. Cecil of Christmas Past, $2 super chat. This drama movie is boring. Ralph 2020. Oh, Rose Gold says JLB, but showing the good criticism makes them look bad. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I find it strange that the people that dislike Joker can never give a clear, concise fucking reason why. They can never do it. I'm still waiting.
It's a movie like Joker.
Fuck you.
And even when they give like a reason, it's so inconsequential. Like, who cares? Well, that would never happen in real life. Well, they didn't check him for weapons. This is, like I said, this is pre 9/11, pre school shootings, when school shootings were getting more and more common. This is pre all that. So I'm not surprised by that.
Gross overreaction to this film is hysterical. I get it's an amalgamation of things you liked from when you were 6 years old. You liked the Joker cartoons.
When we were 6 years old, yeah. Because everyone was 6 years old when The Dark Knight came out. And that Joker blew up. And that Joker blew up because that Joker was fantastic. No. It's all good. When we were 6 years old. And of course she shows a cartoon as an example to further delegitimize other people's opinions on this movie. Oh, it's a cartoon. Yeah, but keep in mind this is also Batman the Animated Series, which is considered to be a very well written, very adult show, considering the fact that it is meant for kids. So that's not, yeah, you fucking up, Ralph. You really fucked up.
You like the Joker comic book, but really it's...
And he shows a fucking cartoon from the 60s. Okay.
It's just an okay movie. As far as the cinematography is concerned, I guess it's shot well, but it's not Barry Lyndon. It's not precise. There were better...
It's not Barry Lyndon. Yeah, who the fuck is that? Who is that, Ralph? You're probably showing this footage now, but like this shot could be anything. Like it's a period piece, cowboy movie, anything in a woodland area. Who the fuck? What movie is this? This could be anything. It's a beautiful shot, but this could be fucking anything.
Looking movies this year. Joker's an exceptional movie? Okay, what's the exceptional part? This is exceptional.
Random people screaming! You showed me nothing. I thought he was going to show like a whole monologue or something. Like a really thoughtful monologue. But he just shows like a bunch of random shit from this movie. People shooting shit and screaming! White woman with dreadlocks! Yeah, man, that's so awesome. That's hard hitting. I learned a lot from that fucking collection of clips from some movie I've never fucking heard of. Oh, Mike Testa, $4.99 super chat. I like Mysterious in Far From Home. Well, Mysterio from Far From Home, but hate the green suit he wears towards the end. I feel bad for Arthur till the end because there was no going back. Oh, Mig's review says he uses a lot of shots from Manos, which is another pretentious movie of kidnappers in mountains of Colombia. Yeah, see, like I said, it's just a collection of shit, which could be anything. I can't decipher good cinematography, acting, script writing, any of that shit from that little cluster of clips. What the fuck? Oh, Threatened Swan says the intimate shots add to the unease as Arthur loses his sanity and allows us to sympathize with his emotional states. Yeah, exactly. It's like how the fuck do you... This movie, like, it's good and there are layers to it, but the movie is also not hard to understand. Because, like, having a lot of layers does not mean a movie is automatically hard to understand, or that it levitates over people. It just means that it's just complex. Complex does not automatically mean complicated. Like, no one's saying that Joker is like, the most complex movie in the last 10 years. No. People just think it's really great. Calm the fuck down. Oh, Ram Review says the cartoon is actually the new Batman, the new Batman Adventures. Oh, okay. I keep fucking forgetting that Batman had several different shows. And that he had different spin-offs from Batman the Animated Series. I always forget that.
It's not even Joaquin Phoenix's best performance. We're still talking about Batman. We've made Batman movies for fucking 60 years. Can we talk about a film that's original, please?
Batman was never fucking mentioned in this movie. See, people... That's another thing that a lot of people who dislike this movie always... either they say, where's Batman? Or they say, this movie mentioned Batman too much. Like, are we done with the Batman movies? It's not a Batman movie. When the fuck was he mentioned in this movie? He was never mentioned. He was never a priority in this movie. See, we as the end scene with Bruce Wayne, we were supposed to interpret that, like, we as the audience members know what this kid is in for when he grows up. We know where this trauma is going to lead him. But Joker just told a fucking yarn about his parents dying. That's it. He didn't say like you didn't hear the Batman's soundtrack swell, like from the Batman the Animated Series. You didn't hear that soundtrack swell as that scene, when the scene played. No! It's just a kid whose fucking parents are dead. Batman was never fucking mentioned. There were like little Easter eggs and shit. Well, one, I don't think it was intentional, but there's a part where Bruce is on his little personal playground shit when Arthur shows up at his house, and he slides down this fire pole or whatever, like down this firehouse pole, and I'm thinking, oh, is that a nod to 1960s Batman? Or is that a nod that I just saw? I don't know. I interpreted that as an Easter egg. That might have been an Easter egg. I don't know. If it was a pretty good one. But apart from that, there was no fucking mention of Batman. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, wait. Overkill Forever One, $4.99 super chat. This is the first time I've ever heard of Ralph and legit thought he sounded like he had Asperger's. Keep up the good work, J-Dog. Oh, thank you. Oh, James Moore also said, I'm almost positive that Bruce Wayne didn't say a single word in the entire movie. Exactly. I mean, the only thing he said was, I'm Bruce, and that's it. That's all he says. Oh, the channel, Crepes, did Ralph say all that, seriously say all that in his review? Yes, he said all that. A part of me still wants to believe this is a parody video. I want to give him the benefit of a doubt and think, I think it's my brain protecting me from the trauma, but I want to believe that he made this as some kind of like comedy thing. Please. Oh, shit.
The beginning of this movie is boring as hell. Something bad happens to Joker.
Wait a minute, did he just say
movies
it
for
was
fucking
boring?
60 years.
Oh, what a moron.
Can we talk about a film that's original, please?
The beginning of this movie is boring as hell. Something bad happens to Joker. They play some sad violin music. Rinse and repeat. It gets a little better.
Uh-huh. It's so boring when he gets kicked by a bunch of kids. It's so boring when he had that chilling laughter in the social worker's office. It was so fucking, everything was just so boring. Even though the movie has really good pacing and things happen very, not quickly, but they happen like real snappy. Everything like gets to the point. It gets to the point very quickly. But it's so boring.
When Joker's making faces with this kid.
Because let's be honest, like the only thing, the reason why this movie was made, it was because he can't take criticism, and he really can't take criticism on the internet. And this is just him throwing a tantrum. This is a tantrum video.
But then Joker starts having a laughing fit and has a card with his condition. And then that part was okay, but then they have to play the sad violin music to remind you that this is a sad scene instead of just letting the scene end. So give me a break. I like De Niro, and I get what people like about this character. It's a cartoonish TV host, but there's nothing more to it. He just serves to be a father figure metaphor for...
Yes, because that's what the character sees him as, you fucking idiots. He doesn't have any more dimensions than what Arthur gives him. It's just like with Zazie Beetz' character. They don't have any more dimensions than what he gives them. That's how he sees the world, because he is a narcissist. He thinks the world is conspiring against him. He thinks he is owed happiness. He thinks he is owed the best things in the world because he is a fucking narcissist. Narcissists don't care about what people have the shit that people have to do. They don't care about other people's lives. They care about how people serve them. And that's why they don't have any more dimension than what Arthur gives them. Jesus fucking Christ! A monkey could understand that. A monkey. Leah X of the Underworld 2 turned his vid off when he said it was a corporate product made to pander to teenagers. And I would understand his gripe about the soundtrack if it was just like generic and standard, and if it was just there to give and if it was just there to tell people how to feel, but it wasn't. The soundtrack wasn't all out throughout the fucking movie.
Joker's story, and that's it.
If the scene was lacking emotion, and then the music crept in, and I was like, okay, now they're trying to make us feel shit because the actor is garbage. The scene is poorly done, so they need to bring in this music to make us feel something. But that wasn't the case. And I think you know that, Ralph.
He doesn't actually have a character or wants, desires. Does he have a family? Like, oh, it's a parody.
Does he have a fucking family? Really? Really? What are his wants and desires? Did he want to become like a bass fisherman other than a TV host? I need to know because for some reason that will enhance Arthur's character. I don't know why. I think it would.
Requiem for a Dream.
So everybody's heard about the super rats that are in Gotham
Hey,
now,
super
right?
rats, you know, fellas. Hey, it's easier to write jokes that are ironically bad instead of actually writing jokes that would be funny.
But in all seriousness,
You know what I mean, folks? These super rats.
you ready for this?
I love how he just cuts him off so he doesn't fit. So, I love how he just like cuts off the fucking dialogue. So we can't hear how bad it is. That's not manipulative.
Still funnier than Jimmy Kimmel. Why did we cut to a shot
Haha, Jimmy Kimmel bad. Ha 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 ha. We know
behind
that.
him that's rotating around him? Did James Wan direct this?
I'm sorry, I think it's boring. I mean, even Rocky doesn't seem interested. Are you okay, Rocky? You seem kind of weird.
What the fuck is that on your windows? Is he hiding from the Twitter trolls? I have to block the windows so they don't know I'm in here. What the fuck is that?
Are you okay, Rocky? You seem
I gotta block out the haters.
Weird.
But let's say a far less talented actor.
I mean, this is like no, that's a bad example. But like, there's certain YouTubers that feature animals in their videos just to distract from how bad their fucking video is.
Played this role. Like, let's say, Jared Leto. When Jared Leto heard that Warner Brothers was greenlighting a Joker film starring Joaquin Phoenix and not him, he was reportedly upset by it. But here's the thing, Jared Leto. You're acting.
Would you live?
And there was apparently, like, enough footage to give this guy his own movie, and they edited it down to 5 minutes, and all that was left was this buffoon with tattoos on his forehead.
You know, some of the criticism is so over-the-top vitriolic.
But I bet if Jared Leto had a full film to flesh out this character, it would have been better. Actually, I completely take that back. The truth is, no one would...
The fact that you even entertain that idea means that you should lose at least half your subscribers. What the fuck? The fact that you even thought about... The fact that that's even a joke. The fact that you even thought that you should lose half your fucking subscribers. I'm not even playing. You saw that shit and you were like... You even like thought... Even for a second, you thought like, you know what? They fleshed out Jared Leto's Joker. Been better than Joaquin's Joker. See, now he's purposely being obtuse for the sake of pissing people off, and it just, oh god. But you know, how the fuck do you think people like? Do you think it's not going to affect your reviewing career? Reviewers are not supposed to make petty. Oh, I didn't like this movie that you like. Ha ha ha. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be reviewing fucking movies, not making petty, anti videos. The fuck? Oh, J22, $5 super chat. Like it or hate it, it is Todd Phillips' best film. Ralph said it's just a studio movie, but you can tell Todd was very passionate about the film. Right. Like, because a studio wouldn't let... No. A studio wouldn't have... Because a studio would have been like, can you make it a little happier? Can you make, like, the girlfriend real and not a figment of his imagination? I feel like it's a little bit too sad. And we don't want to really depress the audience. It's a Joker movie, so, kids are going to see it. Let's make it PG-13. Now, if it was more... Now, those are studio... Like, those are studio critiques. It needs to be happier. It needs to have more color. It needs to be PG-13. He needs to have an actual love interest, not some chick who's a figment of his imagination. I don't like the fact that he's stalking that chick. We're going through the Me Too movement, so let's take that out. Those are fucking studio complaints. If it was a studio movie, the movie would have been a lot cornier. Way cornier than it was. Oh, Lil King says, what's his like to dislike ratio? Oh, God. At this point, it's 21K upvotes to 11K downvotes. Like, it's nearly half and half. So half his subscribers, half of the people who watched it, no likey.
Would be able to stand this version of Joker for more than 5 minutes.
It's not as emotionally resonant as it wants to be. Muddled themes and execution led by a confused third act. Confused? Were you really confused by this movie? Because a lot of the people who liked it weren't confused. The moment where Arthur commits a murder on television was pretty good. No, you didn't say that before. You're completely contradicting yourself now. You thought it was fucking lame. Like, well, you saw it coming. Like... But you were treating it like it was lame as shit the first time you talked about it. Oh my God, you were all over the place. It's like you can't stand it. You can't, it's like he's trying to salvage his image in his own video. It's like, alright, I thought it was kind of good. Okay, please don't hate me. Like, you want to be ballsy and call the haters out, but at the same time, you just can't stand it. You can't stand people don't like you, so you throw them a little bone. Like, okay, I kind of did like this. I kind of did like this. Even though I said I didn't like it before. Everything after that didn't make clear if it was supposed to be against or rooting for Arthur. Oh, wait. So the last few, like, the last minutes? Like, 2 or 3 minutes? So the only 2 minutes of the third act you thought were confused. That's not... What? So it wasn't the whole third act. It was just like the last 2 minutes that he thought was confused of the third act. It was confused. I don't know if they were rooting for him. No, it wasn't. Like, you could tell by the music. For all his talk about, well, we're supposed to feel things now because of the music is sad now. Like, you couldn't tell from the music that it was supposed to be a bittersweet ending. Like, yeah, Arthur finally got what he wanted. Well, what in his mind is what he's getting. He got love. He's finally getting admiration and love and fame. But it's all fake. Because people like him for murdering somebody. Supposedly. And the citizens of Gotham, all the downtrodden and poor are rooting for someone who's gonna fuck them in the ass in a few years. And so they're propping up this false idol. It's like a line from The Dark Knight. Like, they turn to a man they don't completely understand. And because of that, shit's gonna go down. Like, they're desperate and they're turning to someone they shouldn't be turning to. And then it's false idolization and it's false love combined in one scene. And that's what makes it so bittersweet and ominous. Now, how come I can get this and you can't? You got more subscribers than me, and and you can't understand this? People come to you for for good reviews, and you just don't seem to get it. You can also write off the entire finale as a dream sequence in Arthur's head, which deflates the conclusion entirely. No, not really. Like I said, because my theory is that everything before the very end, when he's in the mental asylum, is a dream. Well, not a dream, but like it's a thought that he's repeating inside his head, or it could be a story that he's telling the social worker, like, or the shrink, whatever. Or like it's a real story, but it went completely differently because of his narcissistic personality disorder. He reframes it as something positive. Like, yeah, I won. Like, I won. I finally got what I wanted. But still, the audience is meant to see it as something bittersweet because that is what it is. Like I said, just oh god, Ralph, fuck you.
This talented crew was able to bring some life into it. But when you remove them and you look at the script and the story and the heart of what this movie is trying to say, I think it's a lot of ideas kind of meshed together and something is made of it, and it's definitely entertaining, but it's ultimately a combination of a bunch of other different movies. But it doesn't really come together. And
no, it fucking isn't. It is not. I was not reminded of Taxi Driver while watching this. Not fucking once.
It doesn't really have a vision that culminates into something I thought was a powerful moment at the end. I mean, here I was like, alright, this is going on for a little too long. The emotions they were trying to get out of me in this scene, it just wasn't earned at all.
This is so boring.
Alright, wait, but you said when you first saw it, you really liked this movie. And now suddenly, oh, my emotions for the scene are completely gone now because I hate everything that he said. He thought of Killer Croc when he watched it. Oh, God. I don't feel shit from this scene anymore because someone convinced me not to.
Oh, the guy who was beaten down is suddenly
oh my god, the
back
slow motion is so bad. You can do better than this, Ralph.
up. It didn't warrant this music.
Oh my god, what is with De Niro's face?
Phoenix carries this whole movie. He's good. The movie around him is bleh. Another film this really reminded me of was You Were Never Really Here. It's a really dark film. The way they were able to capture this grimy city and this disturbed character's mental state was very effective. Hit home way more for me. I think Phillips took a lot from that film as well. So let's say the whole ending is a dream. All of these characters are just manifestations inside Arthur's head. At the conclusion, in his deluded mind, he thinks he's a savior, he's being hailed on the street, and then they cut to him in the asylum. This could easily just be because he killed his mother and not because of anything else that happened. Wow, how brilliant. I can't believe I didn't get the movie. What a boring narrative. Okay, so society beat him down, so he hid in his refrigerator and imagined that he went on a talk show and killed a guy and became the Joker.
Hey, come here.
He thinks he's a savior, he's being hailed on the street, and then they cut to him in the asylum. This could easily just be because he killed his mother and not because of anything else that happened. Wow, how brilliant. I can't believe I didn't get the movie. What a boring narrative. Okay, so
yeah, but you misrepresented shit several times. You did not get this fucking movie. You misrepresented several fucking things. Many things. Many parts that were integral to the fucking integral to the fucking movie. You didn't get it. Because if you did, you wouldn't have to do that.
Society beat him down, so he hid in his refrigerator and imagined that he went on a talk show and killed a guy and became the Joker.
Hey, come here. It's okay.
Why did you put this in the video? Is this just another reminder that we shouldn't criticize you because your doggy is sick? Fuck you.
What was that?
This is a bland film, mediocre, superhero, overproduced, whatever.
Overproduced? The fuck does that even mean? Now, you know that can probably be said for Age of Ultron. But like a movie like this, overproduced? What the fuck does that mean? for this movie. It's bland. It's so bland. I found that out after I Hate Everything said he thought of Killer Croc.
Hero, overproduced, whatever.
It's okay. It's okay.
In conclusion, this is a bland film, mediocre, superhero,
It's not a superhero movie, you twat. Just because you can't separate what you've seen before, like The Dark Knight, Batman the Animated Series, whatever. Just because you can't separate it from this, that's your fucking problem. That's because you expected something the whole time does not make it the movie's fault. That's you. Because you're so, like, yeah, the superhero thing is oversaturated saturated and shit. But just because when someone does something new, well, something fresher, and you're still in the mindset where you're expecting, oh, this is going to turn into a superhero movie, it's going to turn into a superhero movie, and then it never does. Just because you were expecting it does not mean that's what it is. And I mean like he's expecting it like, oh, he wanted it to be that. No, it's because, like I said, we're so oversaturated with superhero movies. It's like people expected it to be a superhero movie. People expected there to be a lot more Batman nods. People expected to maybe even have Batman near the end of the movie, maybe. And like I said, there are expectations from certain people. But it's not a superhero movie just because of the Joker's not a superhero movie. The Joker's not a superhero. So where the hell? Oh God.
Produced, whatever. It will get awards consideration. It's the blandening of Hollywood. Remember when A Cuckoo's Nest won Best Picture?
Can you pick something other than fucking movies from the 70s? I was so artsy. My fucking teacher showed me this in class, and I haven't been able to get it out of my head. This is my only reference for fucking movies that are better than the one I'm reviewing. The movies I saw in the movies I saw in movie class. Like you can't he's talking about unoriginality, and you can't make any fucking arguments past fucking film Twitter bullshit. Come on.
Now it'll be between Joker, Ant-Man and the Wasp 3.
Yep, because the Joker is just same quality as the any Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Or any mediocre Marvel movie. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey guys, Mooper here. And I just saw the new Ralph the Movie Maker on the Joker, and I have to say, I'm very insulted by his opinion. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, I like Ralph. He makes a lot of good videos. But we really have to look... I'm very insulted.
Wasp 3.
Hey guys, Mooper here. And I just saw the new...
Mooper? Is he trying to make fun of Mauler? Hang on, let's keep watching. I have a feel at the moment, I feel like this is a call out for Mauler. I don't know why. Hold on, let's keep
Ralph the
going.
Movie Maker on the Joker, and I have to say, I'm very insulted by his opinion. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, I like Ralph. He makes a lot of good videos. But we really have to look at his analysis and thoroughly break down why he's just a terrible critic. And I'm really not trying to hurt his feelings. Like, if you zoom in on his face here, and if you zoom in... just keep zooming in on his disgusting face. I'm not trying to hurt his feelings or anything. I'm just gonna say his disgusting face. I'm just gonna call it his disgusting face. I'm not trying to be mean to Ralph or anything. But it seems like Ralph is just angry, and he's not actually looking into the film and exploring on a deeper level what the film is trying to say about society.
Sounds like a bunch of shit to me. I went to go see a superhero movie, and it wasn't fun. It was really sad and depressing. Therefore, I feel like I'm an adult and I'm mature. Look, I saw a film that won the gold.
This coming from a guy who thinks first year film student bullshit and posts he read on film Twitter. It's just the pinnacle of film criticism. Like, come on, guys. I make really oh God, I make short films. Does any of your other lame ass fucking reviewers do that? I don't think so. People bully me on 4chan. Please.
the lion, even though it's fucking on pajamas.
Yeah, because that determines the quality of a movie. The fact that there's fucking merchandise. There are different iterations of the Joker, and different iterations have either have merchandise or they don't. Like this one probably won't. He'll probably have statuettes and shit. But I don't know if he's gonna be on pajamas. It all depends on the movie. Because you could say the same thing about let's say you can say it about any popular movie. Any popular movie could have merchandise based on it. It's not indicative, and it's not indicative of a fucking movie's quality. What the fuck kind of argument is that? It's not even a funny joke. Even if it's not a criticism, it's still a shitty joke. Oh, yeah, that garbage is over and done with. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Someone said in the chat that, oh, yeah, he's baiting people. But see, that if you're a fucking professional movie reviewer and you hold in... And if you're this fucking insecure about your craft in the first goddamn place, you shouldn't be making videos like this. Because it's not framed like a troll video. It's got the same thumbnails as any of his other reviews. His little stingers, like his little title cards in between, like his little chapter cards in between sequences, don't feel like jokes. I think he legitimately fucking, like, even if it's just, I'm just trying to bait people, like, so you're doing it because you're being petty as hell. You're doing it because you're being fucking petty. I'm a professional reviewer who makes petty... Like, holy fucking shit. That is low. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. Oh my god, my movie criticism is second to none. Oh, below, anyone who fucking criticized me as a poo-poo head, come at me, haters. Like, does that line up to any of you guys? He's got a secondary channel that he could have put this on to make it clear that this was satirical or this was like just some kind of troll video. Oh, Mark After Dark says it's satire, yet it seemed like his real opinion. Yeah, either he's a terrible satirist where people think he's being legit, and people can't pick up on the fact, oh he's trolling, he's being he's satirizing, or this is his real opinion, which would actually be worse. He'll probably backpedal and say, no, I was just playing. It's just a joke. I actually still like the movie, actually. Oh, Degenerate says, why did he let Quentin Reviews write the script for him? Well, we don't know if Quentin Reviews doesn't like Joker. We don't know, but he probably doesn't. You know, Souffle God says, I am actually curious, what is that unfinished video with Palpatine as the thumbnail? Unrelated to the video, but I am intrigued because it's 2 hours long. Oh, that's Mauler! It's Mauler's Rise of Skywalker review. I suggest you watch it. It's long, but long man good. So long reviews are good when you actually have something to say. Like that fucking review, as long as it is, there's a lot more fucking thought put into it. Like this 2 hour review is a lot more thought put into it, and is a lot more nuanced, and you can actually sit down and listen to it without thinking you've completely wasted your fucking time. You can get that from Mauler's fucking reviews. Way more than you can get from this one. Jesus Christ. Unusual Lady says Ralph's actually friends with Quentin. Is that true? Because it would make a lot of sense, but I don't know if that's true. But yeah, honestly, I totally believe he was kind of calling out, like, because that name was the name he made up for that straw man review or criticism thing was way too close to Mahler. Or like, well, actually, Mahler's side channel, the one where he does EFAP, is called Mueller, and he said, what did he say his name was? Another one was Mooper or some shit. Is a little too similar. That's all I'm saying. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, it was just a little too similar for me. Let me try to read the super chats I missed because it's just so. Let me just find it first. You guys are gonna see a black screen for a while. Oh wait, no, I could just do it like this. Let's see. Oh no, fuck. Okay, wait, never mind. Shit. It didn't work. Okay, I'm about to do something. Da-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, wait, that's some other shit. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Okay, I'm trying to find these. Hold on. Shit. Just for a minute, guys. I'm gonna read these super chats if I can find them. Okay. Alright, hang on a second. I'm going to find these super chats and I'm going to read them off. Just give me a second. Oh, everything is so difficult. But yeah, this... I don't know what Ralph was thinking. If it was a joke, then fine. Because he put every terrible, terrible take into one 24-minute video. And I would be like, oh, that's impressive. Because that was fucking garbage. You really emulated every terrible thing that's ever been said about this film, and I commend you on how well made that video is. But if that was his actual if this is his actual fucking no, fuck. Everything is so hard to find on this new YouTube shit. But if these are his actual thoughts, then I'm gonna be, oh, that's terrible. That's so bad. All right, I think I got it. All right, I'm gonna go back and read this shit. I hate to sound so dismissive, but like that. I hate to sound so dismissive of you guys super chats, and I'm not. It's just this video really angered me. Alright, I got the first one. Todd Howard, $4.99 super chat. Review Watchmen. I'm curious to see a black woman's take on this progressive show. Also, Ralph looks like a snitch from broke ass internet. Oh, I hate it when the chat doesn't restart. Come on. Oh, there we go. Fuck. There it is. I got the chat running again. Cool. All right, let's get back to the super chats. Oh, Anna Barral. $5 super chat. Hey Jay, love your videos. What are your thoughts on Joaquin winning the award? Oh yeah, I already read this one. And thank you for the super chat. Oh, Eminem's $2 super chat. Deliver onto us the cum. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you. Rocket Insano, $1.99 super chat. Have you seen Doomcock's take on this movie? Nah. Like with some people I'm subscribed to, I take it easy on the, like they upload so fucking much. I can only like watch like a few of their videos at a time. I haven't like he's a good YouTuber though. I've seen a couple of his videos, just not one on Joker, not yet. Ed C, $5 super chat. Him mentioning Taxi Driver and King of Comedy is supposed to be part of a drinking game. Rocket Insano, once again, $1.99 super chat. A good story can be interpreted multiple ways. True that. Snulch, a $7.99 super chat. Big fan. Keep up the awesome work. The OEO track in the last video killed me. Oh, thank you. Because it seemed like it was just the march of the cucks. Just it was just so pathetic. They were just like marching behind this girl. Like slave boys. It was just, yeah, that was sad. Leia X of the Underworld 2, $1.99 super chat. Ralph should have just made a video on Parasite. Exactly. Just don't do a fucking review on it. If you know you're gonna be petty and you're not gonna actually review the movie, don't fucking review it. Big Fat Man, $2 super chat. Donkey's Death Stranding review all over again. I don't know. Oh shit, I don't know who that is, but it must have been a shitty fucking review. James Galore 13, $5 super chat. He knew nothing good would come from making this video, so why did he? Oh yeah, hate views. That's why. Yeah, essentially. And that's, if you want to be a professional reviewer, that's the wrong thing to fucking do. You have a following. You understand? You have a fucking following, and there might be people within your following who might not like this shit, what you're doing, and might think you're an asshole, and might unsubscribe because they don't want to see more of this shit. If it's going to be indicative of what your content's going to be, they're going to unsubscribe, and they're going to be like, fuck you. Oh, Azim Abu Khalil, $10 super chat. Arthur's situation is a combination of acute narcissism, genuine plight. If the events of the film are either partially or entirely true, he has legitimate grievances with the state of society. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Actually, wait, this continues, and he keeps paying to tell me this, which I think is like awesome. Like, I gotta tell you more of this. Here's $10 more. That's funny. This continues, part 2, a $10 super chat, as well as how it's wronged him. He merits sympathy, but ultimately what makes him wrong is that he's primarily, if not entirely, concerned with his own suffering. Exactly. He continues with a $5 super chat, and of course he turns to violence and cruelty as recourse. It's just so fucking simple. How you can misinterpret any of that? I don't understand. Phantom Gline, $10 super chat. Ironically, a lot of people who say Joker is bad because it's too similar to King of Comedy or Taxi Driver tend to be the same who praise the fuck out of Ghostbusters 2016. Clearly not all of them, because I don't think Ralphthemoviemaker liked Ghostbusters 2016. Okay, another one from Phantom Gline, $20 super chat. Posted earlier, but the comment got skipped in reference to Joker. Oh no, it didn't get skipped. I didn't read it because I wasn't, for this review, for this stream, I just wasn't reading, super chats that often. So I'm sorry about that, but you know, that's the vibe I wanted to go with this stream. Donald's angry, $2 super chat. This is like Medicare versus Dino on No Man's Sky. Don't know about that shit either. I don't watch much gaming videos, like, or gaming centered videos. I just play the games, and I don't really care about third party perspective about when it comes to games. Help! $4.99 super chat. This is where Ralph drives me crazy. Like, I don't like Citizen Kane. I acknowledge its quality, but I don't enjoy it. That doesn't make me dumb. Exactly. I don't enjoy, like, I don't particularly like the original Star Wars trilogy. I don't sit down and I'm never compelled to sit down and watch them, but I understand their cultural significance. I understand why people like them, and I don't shit on people who do. Now the new movies, on the other hand, nah, I'm just playing, but yeah. But I understand why they're good to other people. I understand, like I said, the cultural significance and all that. But me personally, I don't like the original 3 movies. But if anyone asks me, like, oh, do you think they're good? Like, do you think those are better than the shit we have now? Yeah, I'd be like, definitely, most definitely. But I'm just not personally a fan of what they were. I'm not a fan of what's in those movies. Like, that's just me. And Ralph doesn't seem to understand that. Doesn't understand that you can find something boring, but still understand its significance. You can understand why other people like it. You can understand certain intricacies in the story and how well it's made, and just say, hey, it's just not for me. Mr. Slaughter, $1.99 super chat. Grab your yogurt super soakers for Jeb by Ewoks. Oh, Jesus. This yogurt super soaker thing is gonna fucking haunt me forever. Big Fat Man, $5 super chat. I'm still a big fan of Ralph, but mentioning Citizen Kane is like Brian from Family Guy mentioning Mark Twain. Automata, $2 super chat. Does this dude hate the concept of a movie score? Possibly. Because it's a good score. It's not some generic shit you get from moviescore.com. And you get some Creative Commons bullshit from YouTube. It's a legitimately great score. And to just sum it up as some fucking music they throw in to make you feel shit, it's fucking disrespectful. An average gamer, $1.99 super chat. Violins equals sad. He must get confused at orchestras. Red Rose Spark, $3.99 super chat. Explain, Ralph, explain! Yeah, that's what I was yelling out in my brain the entire time. I could barely form a sentence because it was just it was just anger inducing. I've never seen someone miss the fucking point so much in a review. Ed C, $5 super chat. Every time he says Taxi Driver or King of Comedy, I've been taking a drink. I'm hammered now. Yeah, oh yeah, I've read this one, but I read it again, so. Cecil of Christmas Past, $2 super chat. This drama movie is boring. Oh yeah, I've read that too. Let's see. Okay. M&M's, $2 super chat. Ralph just sounds like Diet Mr. Plinkett. But terrible. But really terrible. And without the satire and sarcasm and just any of the charm whatsoever that makes Mr. Plinkett cool. Scapegoat, $5 super chat. I take it as a rule that anyone who says cartoon as if it's derogatory to condemn the media are absolute idiots who have no imagination. Correct. Torrance 0 Zaranto 0 or Sarant 00, $5 super chat. Are you happy that Batwoman is being renewed? Your favorite show is coming back for a second season. Good vibes sent out to everyone consensually. Yeah, I'm ironically happy and I'm unironically pissed off. Because the show is so... I'm happy because I got more content to give you guys. I got more... I'm gonna get more laughs and a lot more ad rev. and I'm happy just because it's just fun to do. But I'm unhappy because, like, this show does not fucking deserve to be renewed. It doesn't deserve to take up fucking space on network television. It deserves to be dead. The show deserves to leave. Go. Get out. So yeah. Ironically, I'm happy. Unironically, I'm just like, fuck you. I'm pissed off. Like, why? Shiny Char, $20 super chat. The whole Joker movie was a delusion. There's none of that obvious dreamy cloud bullshit. You have to think about it. There's several scenes which show that. Like I said, I kind of agree with that. Some people are like certain scenes were dreamed or are made up, but I think it's like the whole movie apart from scenes where he's in the asylum. Because I thought it was weird how they randomly cut to an asylum scene of him banging his head up against something, but that might be a window. That might be like a hint to something else. I gotta watch the movie again. Morphbox, $5 super chat. So disappointed in Ralph. Guessing to California. I guess guessing California fucked with his brain. Love your videos. Keep up the good work and see you on the next EFAB. Thank you. J22, $5 super chat. Like it or hate it, it is Todd Phillips' best film. Ralph said just a studio movie, but you can tell Todd was very... Yeah, I read this one too. But thank you for the super chat. Mike Testa, $1.99 super chat. Is it me or is the right of the screen on the left? I think that was just you. Well, thank you for the super chat. Kelvin Thompson, $2 super chat. Ralph just wants to punch down on populism. Mike Testa, $4.99 super chat. My theory is the blood on his shoes were from the aftermath of the night the cop car got hit by the ambulance. Yeah, I got to elaborate more on that. Mike Testa, another $4.99 super chat. I think the protesters used Murray's death as a perfect excuse to riot and kill innocent people such as Wayne, as much of a prick as he is. Aww. I mean, yeah, usually rioters do use other shit that has nothing to do with them as an excuse to riot. Just look at the what was his name? Oh god, what the fuck was his name? Oh, the guy who got fucking beat up by the cops. Oh god, I already forgot his name. Yeah, there was this guy who got fucked up by the cops. And, of course, idiots use that as an excuse. I think this was in LA. And they used it as an excuse to go rioting and shit. When they didn't even know what the fucking issue was. Yeah, that happens. Morphbox, $5 super chat. Hope this will go through. Ralph talking out of his ass. So disappointed he drank stupid juice when he moved to Cali. Keep up the good work. That seems to happen a lot. It happened to Ethan. And from H3H3. As soon as he got to LA, he turned into a total turd. James Moore, $5 super chat. That was definitely a reference to Mahler and the Jenny Nicholson EFAB, J Longbone. Being my first exposure to Ralph, he's a terrible creator. Damn. Yeah, I'm saying that had to be a dig at Mahler. It had to be a dig at Mahler. I mean, it was so terrible. I guess he made it so terrible that you couldn't tell, but it was clearly a dig at him. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I think it was. And if it was, oh boy, that's even worse. Foo Fox, $5 super chat. You do good shit. Keep it up. Now I want to see the Joker. Yeah, that's the only thing that's the only good thing that comes out of these stupid, these bad takes. It makes you want to see what they're criticizing even more. Vale Ripley or Valley Ripley, something like that. $5 super chat or £5 super chat. Finally able to catch one of your live streams. I'm from Italy. It's almost 7 a.m. here. Huge fan of your channel. Keep up the great work. Yeah. Big ups to Italy. Shit. I didn't know people like that far out were actually watching my videos, but thank you. Let me see. Like, 'cause some other people sent me super chats while I was doing this. Yeah, don't you hate it when that happens? People send you super chats while you're reading super chats. Let me see. Maybe I can catch one. Mr. N, a $2 super chat. H3H3, you mean Harvey Firestein's Forgotten Son? Actually, to be honest, I don't know who Harvey Firestein is. I'm not... I have a vague recollection, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Jalen Fulp says, Mueller is Mooper now. Leia X of the Underworld 2 sent me another 199 super chat. The end of the clown is the end of its beginning. Oh, Mike Testa gave me another 499 super chat. No, I mean, you can see Leto's left arm appear on the left side because of Ralph's lazy editing. Oh, I see. I guess he just reversed the footage because of the copyright issue. Oh, it says, I meant Harvey Weinstein, the Hollywood producer. Well, that's at Harvey Firestein. No, Mr. N said Harvey Firestein. Someone said... Wait, I just missed it. Oh, Jay says, Jay Longbone, I'd love to see you collab with Shoe on Head. That was gonna happen at one point, but then something fell through. So, you know, shit happens. Oh man, Birds of Prey. I hope that's good, but I have low expectations. Yeah, to be honest, so do I. I don't like how they take comic book characters and just put them in street clothing for just because. It's just fucking annoying. They did the same thing in Suicide Squad, even though in Suicide Squad I kind of let it go at first, but then I thought about it and I'm like, maybe they shouldn't have done that. Oh shit, Dutch Vanderland, 199 super chat. What happened to the Apu vid? Copyright claim? Yeah, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to do something with that. Either I think it's on BitChute, so I'm gonna have to just make a video announcing that the video is on BitChute and like leave a link for you guys, because I've been sitting on that because like I didn't even really get an email saying that it was blocked. I had to find out by like just scrolling through my videos one day. Fucking YouTube. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna end the stream there, guys. That's just my take. That's my take on Ralph the Movie Maker's shitty Joker review. It was a very impromptu stream, but I felt necessary because I saw the first few seconds of the video. I was like, nah, I need to talk about this, but I'm not making a dedicated video on it because it's just not worth that. So instead, I'm going to do an off-the-cuff live stream, which is what he should have done for this review. Honestly. Sometimes all you got to do is just take a step back and know when not to make a fucking video. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't want to make a review, don't make it. But anyway, yeah, bye you guys. Thank you to everyone for the super chats. Thank you for suffering through the sludge with me. And I am Audi 3000.